Hey, I want to talk to you just a little bit, tell you a little bit about who I am and what I've done with my life. And I want you to just basically see if that relates to your story. And because I know I can relate to a lot of people, there's a lot of people that have the same story that I have. I have bought and sold about three, well, not about, I have bought and sold three Snyder's Lance distributorships. Bought the first one back in 2008. Back then, you could buy them at a reasonable price. I only paid $100,000 for the first distributorship, but I turned around and sold it for two. And then I bought another one, and I bought that one for I think it was 140, and then I turned around and sold that one for 250. And then I bought a third one, and I bought that one for I actually got a pretty good deal on that one. Somebody was just trying to get out of it, so I bought that one for 125. But I turned around and sold it for 200. And that one I only kept. I basically only had that one for like 8 months. I think it was 8 or 9 months. Now, why am I telling you all this? Because people want to go into business for themselves, but it takes money to do so, and it's not easy. Like I got a buddy of mine up in the Pensacola area. I'm in Tampa, Florida, but I grew up in Pensacola, and he bought, well, I don't know if he still has them or not. I've lost touch with him. I've lost track of him ever since I moved down here 25 years ago. I haven't seen or talked to him in a long time, and the reason for that is because he is just so busy. But when I left Pensacola, he had 16 Subway sandwich shops. He owned 16 of those. Now, he paid pretty close to $100,000 per shop to get it going. And I told him what I was doing when I bought my Snyder's Lance route. And I only had the one. And he asked me, he says, how much money are you making? And how many hours a week are you working? So when I told him how much I was making and how many hours per week that I was working the route, he told me, he's like, I would give all of this up today and buy one of those routes and just do that because you're making more on that one route than I make in my best sandwich shop, Subway. And he's like, but you don't have near the expense that I have, near the headache that I have. He says, I have over 400 employees. And he said, at any given moment, he says, I'm literally working 70 hours a week because one of the managers at one of my shops, almost on a daily basis, is got to take a day off for this, that, or the other. And he's like, so somebody needs to kind of fill in for him. And he said, so I have to, I do it because they're my shops, and I want to make sure that they're run right. So he is hands on, and he's like 70, 80 hours a week sometimes. And so he has no personal life. Now he's making pretty decent money, but he's got 16 of them. And he said, my best shop only nets me about 50 grand a year. And I thought that was kind of incredible to have a $200,000, 150, $200,000 business that's only making you 50,000, net. But when he told me what all of his expenses were and everything, I'm like, is it really worth it to own your own business? Well, before I bought my Snyder's Lance route, I bought a Snow Biz Hawaiian shaved ice business, and now that was probably the best money maker that I had, and I paid the least amount for that. But I worked 16 hours a day, and I did it 7 days a week. So, did the business own me or did I own the business? Well, basically, the business owned me because I was having to commit because of where I had it set up. I had it set up in front of a Walmart. Now, why am I telling you all this? Why am I telling you the story about, what I've done in my past? Well, because a lot of you are kind of thinking about what you want to do, or you've already done it. Maybe you've already been there and you don't want to get too heavily involved with something that's going to cost a lot of money. Well, I found this company called Save Club. It started actually about 7 weeks ago, 7 or 8 weeks ago now. And it's a membership based company. And I didn't have to put up $100,000 or $125,000. I only had to put up $80. $80, less than $100. I did $80. Now let me say that one more time. It cost me $80 to get in business. Now, why am I emphasizing that? Because anybody can come up with 80 bucks. You know, $60 of that $80 pays for an entire year for your website, your landing pages, your training, your webinars that you go to, your AI, you know, because we have AI with this. So when people go to your landing pages, the AI takes over. Really, you almost don't have to do nothing but drive people to your landing page, driving them to your site. And, you know, there's so many ways you can do that. Now, I've been in network marketing for over 30 years, and I have built a couple of companies successfully, and I have made it almost to the diamond level with actually two of the companies. They didn't call it diamond, you know, with the one company that I was with, they didn't call it the diamond level. It had a senior managing director or something like that, which was equivalent equivalent to being a diamond. And that was my next step. And I was making really good money with them. In fact, I qualified for a trip, and I went on this week long vacation that they paid for, my wife and I, and our then 2-year old son. He's 21 now. Uh, but it was a nice 5-star resort hotel right on the beach, and it was wonderful. I mean, we had a fantastic time. They paid for a lot. It was a vacation that a lot of people dream of. Uh, the second company that I got involved with, uh, they paid for me to go to Las Vegas and put me up in the Venetian for a week, and I had a suite, which was sweet, believe me. It was really nice, and you know I went out to Las Vegas and really had a good time. Just spent the whole week out there hobnobbing with some of the higher ups and learning from them, and getting to know some people that were involved with the business as well. But that was another company that I was very successful with. But then all of a sudden, you know, 2020, March of 2020, everybody knows what happens in March, happened on March of 2020. You know, COVID hit. Well, that shut down a lot of the network marketing industry. There was a lot of companies that actually went out of business. There's quite a few companies though that actually stayed in business, and they managed to you know, fight through all the setbacks, you know, with the COVID, and they persevered, you know. Uh, but the one company that I was with, the last company that I was with, I was right on the verge of going diamond. They they're still in business, but they lost a lot of heavy hitters. They lost a lot of people because they couldn't go into the warehouse to produce the product because of COVID. And so they couldn't ship the product because they couldn't produce it. They didn't have it to ship because they didn't have the workforce. So, but anyway, uh, got another DSD, direct store delivery route position with Pete's Coffee, and was making a nice 6-figure income with that. And December of 2022, another company that I know you've heard of because it's plastered all over social media called Live Good started up, and I got involved with Live Good. And next thing you know, I sponsored like 7 people, and out of those 7, 3 got me to my first promotion. Out of those 3, I got 2 of those got me to my second promotion, and then I just kind of, because I was working, making a nice 6-figure income, I built, you know, I got the ground, I laid the groundwork, and next thing you know, my matrix is starting to fill up. So I thought, well, all right, I got that ball rolling, so now I don't have to concentrate as much on that as I need to do with my current income, because that was really taking off and I was really starting to build that as well. So I say all that to say that, uh, if I had a committed a little bit more time and tried to keep going with the Live Good, I would be a lot further along than I am. But I have over 30,000 people in my matrix in Live Good. And, that's been that way for the past year or so. And it's only because of the people that I actually brought on that brought on some people that brought on some people and so forth and so on. Uh, Now, I did have quite a few people spill over from, the people that lined for me, that brought me into the business. And, and that's also a good thing. So, but Safe Club come along about 7 or 8 weeks ago, and it's kind of the same principle as Live Good, where it's a subscription based model where you just pay a monthly membership fee. And, everybody's got membership fees that they're paying for. You got a Sam's Club, you got a Costco, you got Netflix. I was actually looking up this morning the statistics, how many paid members that Netflix has. Well, let me just back up a little bit. You got Costco that started the membership thing back in the 80s, and then Sam's Club, back in the 80s. Well, I think Costco even goes back to the 70s, 77 to be exact. And then Sam's Club, and then Amazon, and then uh, of course Netflix is around the same time as Amazon. But I say all that to say that people are paying memberships because they want more value. They want value out of their money. And so when you with a Costco membership, you get to go to Costco and you buy things in bulk. With a Sam's Club membership, you do the same. Amazon, you can buy things cheaper than you can anywhere else, but you gotta, and you have it delivered directly to your house. Now you pay a little bit extra for this membership to be an Amazon Prime member, and you can have it delivered the same day. Sometimes you got to pay a little bit extra to have it delivered the same day. It's if you want free delivery, it's like a day or two. Because my wife is an Amazon Prime member. Uh, we've got a Sam's Club, we've got Amazon, we've got Netflix. Amazon has over 220 million members. Netflix has over 301 million paid subscribers. Now, if you have a Sam's Club, a Costco, an Amazon, a Netflix, a Hulu, a Paramount, anybody else, anybody else that you have that you're paying a subscription fee for, how much are they how much are they sending you? Are they paying you to be a member? Well, probably nothing. None of them. Well, not probably, none of them are. But with Save Club is $80. I mentioned that earlier. $80 the first month. $60 of that pays for a membership or pays for your website. But that's a annual fee. You only have to pay for that once a month or once a year. $60 once a year. And it gives you all the training, the tools, the videos, everything you need to build a business. $20 of that, $80, is your monthly membership fee. And it's $19.97 every month to be exact. But what you get for that is you can buy anything that you're spending $1 on right now, you can buy it at a discount. And I'm talking significant discount. So, the very first time you use your Save Club membership, you're going to pay for the membership the very first time you use it. And you got 30 days in a month. And if you use it on a daily basis, then you're going to put, $300 to $500 a month back in your budget. Keep it in your bank account. Me personally, I paid $80 for my first month in May. I've already made all that money back because I've referred a few people. So I've gotten that back in commission. They've already paid out nearly $400,000 in commissions since the company started. Only in the past 7 or 8 weeks, and I've already gotten a couple of commission checks. So I've gotten my money back. But I've also saved over $550 just for the month of May. Well, here we are in the month of June, and I've already saved about 200 so far this month on the things that I'm doing anyway. So I'm keeping money in my budget and in my bank account, and that's exciting to me. So I say all that to say that, anybody can do this, and it's not hard to convince somebody to save money, you know, because everybody's looking for ways to make extra money. Well, how about if I show you a way that you can not only make a little bit extra, but you can save. You can save money. And it costs $20 a month, but you share this with a few people, and these people, you know, become a part of your business. Guess what? You're going to make an override off of everybody. And the things that we have coming down the pike, it's unbelievable. It's going to be the easiest thing that you've ever done, because there's things that you can do to actually give memberships away, and that's coming. And that's a whole nother video. But I'm pretty excited about that. So anyway, that's about all I got for right now. If you would, please click the link below. Uh, Go ahead and join today and secure your spot. Now, you don't have to pay today. You can sign up today and secure your spot in the Matrix, because we're just getting started. We've got about 10,000 members just over the past few weeks, and we're going to have, and we're averaging about 1,000 per day now. I just found that out this morning, that we're averaging about 1,000 members per day. Per day, okay? So if you want to get in at the ground floor, we're on the second step. So you need to get in before we get up to the 10th step, because once we get up to the 10th step, it's going to be just a little bit harder. But if you get in now, then, and when people join after you, they fall in your matrix. It's a 2x16 forced matrix. So it's one of the simplest things that I've ever seen, one of the simplest things I've ever done. And I've already gotten my money back several times, and I've already saved more, way more. It's fantastic, is about all I can say. Just click the link below. And if you got any questions, just shoot me an email, because my contact information will be in there. And do me a favor, I'm trying to build my YouTube presence, so if you would please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up, that would certainly be appreciated. And that's about all I got for right now. So I will shoot you another video probably later this afternoon or sometime tomorrow. So be looking forward to it, or be looking for it. And I will talk at you later.